Welcome back. Market holding firm at this point in time, especially the mid caps. The mid cap index up 2.6%. As promised, Ramdev Agrawal, chairman at Motilal Oswal Financial Services, is joining us. Ramdev, good morning. Thanks a lot for joining us. As someone who runs a large mutual fund and has all his investments in a multi-cap fund, I wanted your thoughts on what is better now, large caps, mid caps, or small caps.
I have been always cap independent in thought process of investing, because the investment ideas come in different sizes, shapes, depending on the what's happening in the external environment. So you don't have to be cap. I don't want to think cap dependent in terms of my ideas. In any case, very limited number of ideas fit into my QGLP process, and I want to have few ideas. So the ideas can come from small cap, it can come from mid cap, or it can come from very large cap. So I think I want a flexi cap kind of arrangement where the fund manager should be given full freedom, what ideas, what size, and how much he wants to buy in his composition.
Okay, for once I feel smart enough to have thought like you, Ramdev. Even my choice was either you go for index funds where you don't give the fund manager any choice, or if you're giving him the choice, give him full choice. I wouldn't restrict a fund manager any which way. Anyway, that's a personal choice. First, I wanted to ask you that if all these restrictions come and I find my fund getting redefined and maybe I have to pay capital gains or something, do you think money will go to PMS now?
No, I think SEBI has been very quick in responding to the request of the industry, AMFI represented, and I think they came very quickly before even the markets opened. So I think there are a lot of solutions which are going to be found, whether it is merging with the existing scheme, if there are new slots, other slots are open, so it can reslot, or maybe they can open a completely. My sense is the best is to go for a new category altogether, which is called flexi cap. And because then what we are saying and you are saying would be completely accommodated, and they should not have the regulator should not have any problem in having a flexi cap category, and all these funds will be accommodated there. So and new ones can also be launched. So I think it will be a good development, and it will encourage the investors to get into this category. I think there are enough options now after the clarification by the SEBI.
Morning. Actually, we've been getting a lot of queries on this issue since the morning, and I wanted to just address one of them with you. Is there any need to worry if you have investments in large cap funds? Because now the whole focus will shift towards mid and small cap. So, a lot of people who have large cap funds are now panicking, saying that should we move to mid and small cap funds? What would your advice be?
No, I don't think investing is about the caps. I can tell you this. We have bought in the largest possible mutual fund category, our F35. We have bought the smallest possible companies. So wherever we see return, one has to go. Let the fund manager exercise the due diligence of finding the next good idea. You can say that I want to be broadly with the large cap fund, or I want to be with the not so large cap funds. So there should be actually two categories: large and not so large, or small, mid and small. There should be two categories, and maybe you can have a choice of if you are very sure that mid and smalls are going to do better than large cap, then you can definitely opt for that. My sense is that you should not bother. In a flexi cap situation, what I'm saying is that let the fund manager sweat where he wants to put his money and give the performance. So, and even the allocation is dependent on the market conditions. Today, because the economy is slowing down and the opportunities are very few, and consolidation is there even within the industries. So actually, large caps are doing better than the small caps. But as the economy comes to post-COVID, economy grows at 8%, 9%. Obviously, the growth will percolate down to the smaller caps and mid caps, and the fund manager himself will run from large cap to the mid and small. But that flexibility should be available.
Yeah, I take your point. But this is more a mutual fund investor question, Ramdev. If I were in a multi-cap and that fund manager thinks exactly like you, saying I want to be cap agnostic, and he changes its name to flexi cap, will I have to pay any money? Is there a capital gains or any change of fund charges involved? Is
No,
that
from
possible?
fund side, definitely there won't be any charges. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think.
And
because
is that allowed that you change your name midway? There won't be any objections from SEBI?
No, there is a small process of about a month or so. You apply to you give proper reasons for why you want to do it, and SEBI will be open to look at the merits of the case, and they will allow that change of the name, because it's only change of the name.
No
Nothing
exit
else.
load for me.
Underline. No, nothing. It just actually there's no act from the point of view of investor.
Okay.
It is absolutely safe, and the show remains as it is. Just the name instead of multi-cap 35 or something, whatever name will become large cap or focus large cap or flexi cap if new category is given, flexi cap F35, something like that. So because see, we are going by the mandate within that. It is not about the name. It is about the regulator has also given what you can do within that particular name, the category. And the managers have stuck to what SEBI has given the mandate within that category, what is to be done. Now, that particular in multi-cap, we chose that because it was a full free, full flexi cap. The category was full flexi cap. So we are saying that, yes, you are right in saying whatever stance you have taken in terms of the meaning of multi-cap, but let's create another flexi cap category where people are love to be there.
Okay.
There is so much of AUM, it means that it is very popular category.
Okay. Well, that's a lot of discussion on these changes. But now let's get back to the market because we have a few questions for you on that. I was going through your recent holdings in your Focus 35 fund, and Reliance Industries is now one of your highest holdings. I know you may not want to comment on individual stocks, but this is a space that has attracted so much attention, first with the whole RelGeo deals, now with the Reliance retail deals. And at a lifetime high. You think this is a structural story, or has a lot of the news flow already played out?
As you said, see, a lot is happening in the company. Apart from investors coming in, the change in the certainty coming in the telecom, the space is exploding. The entire post-COVID, this world is looking more tech and telecom oriented kind of world. So, it may not, in the short run, it may not play out, but longer run, if you see the telecom and tech, this combination is going to become big. And on top of it, the e-commerce. So when you have these three buckets playing out at one place, and it is accredited also by the global investors, I think you better take notice of it and stay there.
Okay. Unfortunately, out of time, Ramdev. We normally never like to end a conversation with you, but the show has to end. Thank you so much for joining us with your thoughts this morning. We leave the market in a fairly healthy note, although there is a bit of profit taking in the